The first record of Yanomami people is from the year 1654, when European explorers, led by Apolinar Diez de la Fuente, but it is believed that the Yanomami people migrated to the Americas through the Bering Strait around 15,000 years ago. The Yanomami people are made up of four subgroups, each of which has its own language. The language used is Ninan, Yanomam, Sanoma, Yaruami. The Yaruami, Yanomam, and Ninan language are the most spoken in Brazilian territory, while Sanoma is spoken in Venezuelan territory. Apolinar Dias left in manuscript a conversation with the chief on a indigenous village about the Yanomami, in which the leader of the village made it clear that the Yanomami live in isolation. The word Yanomami means human beings, which shows that the Yanomami indigenous people only call themselves human.
The Yanomamis peoples are located for the most part in Brazil, in the states of Amazonia and Roraima, where their population is approximately 26,000 indigenous people. In Venezuela there are also Yanomamis, around 11,000. The Brazilian Yanomami territory size of 9.6 million hectares. In Venezuela, the Yanomamis people live in the Alto Orinoco Cassiquiare Biosphere Reserve, which around 8.2 million hectares. These two are targeted for the last third territory indigenous in the world. In the 1940s, the Yanomamis people came in contact with the government when explorers were sent to delimit the border between Brazil and Venezuela. After the first contact, the Indian Protection Service (SPA) was sent to the village front. Government agents and religious missionaries who went were there alone. The causing of epidemic of measles and flu among the indigenous people, causing the first death from the disease.
Nowadays, about half of the Yanomami territory has been affected by illegal mining. There are more than 14 clandestine mining and drug trafficking lanes in the region. Half of the cases of malaria in Brazil in 2021 were among the Yanomami people. In the 1970 decade, the Brazilian military government began building a road that crossed the Amazon. The problem is that the government did not notify the indigenous people of the region, causing the complete death of two Yanomami villages. Apart from that, diseases were transmitted to indigenous people, such as already mentioned above. Another major problem brought by the settlers was alcohol, which even today affects many indigenous people. Still in 1970 decade, it was discovered that there was gold in the region, which caused a large number of illegal prospectors in the area. But it was from the end of the 1918 decade onwards that the numbers of patients increased even more. It addition to cases of sexual abuse of women from the tribals. The lack of food among the Yanomami has become constant in the recent months, which has caused of 500 to die of bad nutrition. In recent days, according to federal police, the financiers of illegal mining in the region were found, which will probably put an end to this practice in the region, and the Yanomami people will finally be able to return to their normal life.